Nidus has been top tier endurance frame since he was introduced, and he's only getting better and better with new mods and arcanes being introduced into the game. Qualities that make Nidus a good endurance frame are the fact that he almost cannot die. And I say almost as you won't die unless you try, or if you go like 4 hours deep into steel path endurance. The way he does that is by having mutation stacks, which he gets by hitting enemies with his first ability or killing enemies grabbed by his second ability. It takes 15 stacks total to avoid death, and as long as you're ferocious and getting more and more stacks, you just can never be exterminated. I always found it cool that Nidus' infested team resulted in such near impossible frame to kill as he just endures, just like Infestation did throughout the life of this game's universe. But that's not the only quality he has. His second ability, Larva, is one of the best crowd control abilities, sucking enemies and keeping them close and tight for easy damage. Also, his third ability, Parasitic Link, is important for survivability, as it offers high damage mitigation, up to 90%. Stacking that with his passive ability, or at least part of it, that offers a small amount of constant healing, it's really hard to actually die as Nidus. For Nidus build for endurance, we're obviously going for 3 Umbra mods and adaptation, giving him high effective health. For range, there's Stretch and Overextended, but that works only if you have more ability strength in your build, like I have here with Mold Augmented, which perfectly compensates for the ability strength loss with the Overextended. Because if you drop ability strength below 180, then damage reduction from Parasitic Link will go down and below 90%. In case you don't have Mold Augmented, then Stretch and Augur Reach are enough of range. Overextended is an upgrade though, as Larva really likes that extra range. Last 2 mods are Hunter Adrenaline to keep the energy up and Prompt Continuity for me because I really like Duration on Parasitic Link. You can ditch Duration for some strength to cap the damage mitigation while having Overextended for the juicy range. It's basically your call. Just for endurance, I'd recommend keeping total ability strength at over 180%. In case some math doesn't add up, Nidus' passive is a complex one, and one other thing that it does is add 15% ability strength. Arcane Avenger is juicy on Nidus as you're constantly being shot, so it's a free critical buff to any weapon of your choice. And that's the beauty of this build, because Nidus is a relatively simple way to enable some of your strongest weapons to fight and shine in longer missions. I suggest having a primer in one of your slots if you intend to stay longer in Steel Path, as it makes life so much easier. You can also mess around with his augments instead of ability duration. This is definitely not a locked and loaded build. Also, if you don't use his 4th ability, you can swap that out for something of your liking, as again, even augments can fit. I don't really see a need for Prime Surefooted, as Parasitic Link offers full status immunity. So for me, it's standard Mobilize in Exile slot for those fun parkour moments, as that's basically one of my favorite mods in the game. Nidus Prime is 100% worth of putting your Umbra Forma on. This build cannot even be pulled off without it, or some sacrifices like using lower rank adaptation and rage to make 3 Umbra mods fit together. But again, it's not just needed to fit it in, it's worth it, because there aren't many other frames where Umbra Forma opens up for such a juicy all-round build and enables a frame to a whole new level. Because without 3 Umbra mods, it can be rough to have both high range and enough ability strength to cap that damage mitigation. It sure can work without it, but that's kinda the point of this build. Have your cake and eat it too. That's it for this one, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe to help the channel grow, and I'll see you in the next one.